All right, and this week's combat once again is brought to you by, guess what? Beer.
I'm so surprised.
Beer. It is a shocker, isn't it? John, why don't you tell us about the beer we got this week since you brought it in?
Well, we've got a little bit of the Reverend, made by Avery out of Boulder, Colorado, if memory serves. You gotta look at the bottle here. Sure, yeah,
Yes,
Boulder
that is
sounds
correct.
right. Oh, Lord, we've been drinking beers
We
today. It's a Belgian quad, which means it's gonna punch you right in the face with alcohol,
Yes.
but do it in the kindest, gentlest way
so
possible.
smoothly.
Just
Very
like,
smooth.
just like a Reverend would. Am I right?
Oh,
That got awkward. All right.
yeah, that's
Too soon.
So, Bob, are you new to this beer?
This is the first time I've tried it. It's,
Tell me about what your new guy experience is
well,
with this beer.
I love Belgian beers.
Mhm.
Probably my first beer drinking experience was traveling to Europe with my father, and I think the first beer I remember trying was actually a Belgian Trappist. I think it was a double, and I may have snuck a triple later
Ooh.
in the trip.
Saucy
This is
dog.
a quadruple.
Yeah.
But I cut my beer drinking teeth, if you will, on Belgian
Yeah.
style beers. So this is really good. It's nice and malty.
Mm-hmm.
It's delicious.
Sean, this is also your first time?
Oh yeah, yeah. As the ignorant beer drinker of the group we have here, I'm not a big beer guy, especially when I guess when it comes to hops and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But this is very smooth, and I mean it doesn't feel, at least mouth wise, it doesn't feel like a high alcohol.
No, it's all right. We're all there with you,
Obvious-
brother.
It obviously is.
Yeah, no, that's the sneaky thing about the Reverend.
Yeah.
Because this is 10% ABV, which means 20 proof. So
Yeah.
we're pushing on the border of like just a glass of Malibu, sort of, which is like,
Right.
easy drinking, low alcohol liquor, but still like we're drinking a glass of liquor right now.
Right, and
Right.
it
Does not
just
taste like
goes
it.
in and-
No.
and smooth and
Sweet and malty,
Yeah.
nice finish, nothing like alcohol-y or burny about it.
No.
It's
No.
a beautiful beer.
And this also is a good example of a thing that I think a lot of people who homebrew and a lot of like self-declared beer snobs and things like that miss. You can have a flavorful beer without dumping 7 tons of hops into the batch.
Oh, well, that's true. That's
Because
true.
this is not a hoppy beer. It's
No,
a
yeah,
very
yeah.
malty beer, but it's very flavorful.
Well, and I think I think there's like sort of, not necessarily two camps, but there's two, like if you want to make a really big beer, and I'm saying this is mostly a beer ignoramus, but I feel like you either go the super hophead route with like a
Right.
double or an imperial IPA,
Right.
and you get that up to like 9-10%, or you go the route of like the barley wine or the Belgian, where you can sort of mask the amount of alcohol that you've put into it, with like the whatever process, the elfin magic that they use
Yeah.
to make this delicious beer.
well, it gets a little sweet, so it kind of kills that
Mhm.
bitterness,
Yeah.
and it makes it way easier to stomach.
Totally. Well, and it's funny because I'm not a sweet beer guy. Like generally, like your barley wines, like even your Belgian quads, like I'm not a big fan of. Just because like after a while, it's like I don't want to drink this weird bubblegum sarsaparilla drink that gets me super drunk.
Right.
But Avery is just Jesus Christ's gift to the earth, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, it just-
They make a really
make a
fine
good
beer, a really fine
Oh, it's
beer.
delicious.
There's almost a, and correct me, maybe I'm just getting this, maybe this is just me, but there's almost a licorice
No, definitely.
Underneath.
Yeah.
it's really nice. It's
Mhm.
it's not super strong. It's just kind of undertone, kind of
Mhm.
at the finish, but it's
Well, it's
really nice.
it's not a cloying sweetness because I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of the quads like you get like this almost like bubblegummy sort of flavor with it,
Mm-hmm.
and this doesn't have that like overbearing sweetness. It's just sweet enough that like, hey, I'm Belgian,
Right.
I'm here to party.
I'm Belgian. What's your superpower?
Yeah.
It's almost like an anise type.
Yeah,
Right, exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
it's really subtle,
Yep.
really.
Mm-hmm.
But
anise.
Anise. Culinary school rears its head again.
Yeah, that's
Smart
it's like a
guy.
starburst, right? The anise,
I love
Yes.
this guy.
oh, like a
Star-
dirty starburst.
Like a dirty star.
it's like a chocolate starfish we got going.
Yeah. You just referenced the Limp Bizkit album, and I don't know how I feel about
I'm
that.
not sure how I feel.
Fred Durst, I love you.
Oh no!
You can cut that.
That's fine. No, we're keeping
No,
that.
we can't.
Gentlemen, let's talk about attribute modifiers on this beer.
I'm gonna give this a plus to wisdom.
Ooh.
I think this is a plus to wisdom. I think it's magical.
Yeah.
I think it's going to bring your spellcasting abilities really to the fore.
Well, if you're a divine caster, obviously, it's entitled the Reverend.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think for clerics, this is probably a +4 to wisdom.
It's a go-to.
For any other class, it's probably only a +2 or +3. But
Okay.
I think clerics are going to pull a lot of.
Well, I feel like my spot and listen have improved as well. Approved as well. I approved my spot and listen checks, but they also improved as I approved them.
Absolutely.
Because right now I can see individual leaves on trees. I feel like the universe
As opposed to a green blur.
has come into focus for me right now.
Perfect.
So yeah, I think this is one of the finest beers on the planet. Second only maybe to Mercenary.
You and that mercenary. What do you
Yeah.
think, Sean? What's your modifier?
Yeah.
Modifier? Man, I think this is gonna give you a couple hit points as well.
Oh, I like
Ooh,
temporary hit
yes.
points.
Yeah, this is gonna get you in there, get you going, and then later, he'll back off. But I think this is gonna get ready for an awesome battle.
Fantastic. Well, speaking of awesome battles, let's get right back to one. We were talking about the Avery, the Reverend. It's a Belgian quadruple ale. So pick one of those up, enjoy that, and now back to the combat. Enjoy.